here we are. The Ardbeg Uigeadail single malt whiskey. The reviews. Now what they say about this is it has a smoky flavor. That really is the fundamental smoky and oily flavor. Now heaven knows what that means. The oily sound doesn't sound that great, but I guess smoky is a characteristic feature of these peat whiskeys. And peat, I guess, what is peat? Peat seems, I think it's, is it like the moss that grows on the hillside deep into the ground? I think they can excavate it and cut it off in big chunks. I think that's peat. I mean, in northern Canada they have peat moss, so that is moss, really, the plant. So why you'd ever put that in an alcohol is questionable. However, of course, it must have to do with the flavor. So here we are, Ardbeg Uigeadail, and this is approximately $90. This is not a cheap piece of machinery here. So let's give that a try. It does have a cork top on it. It smells. It smells like alcohol and fire, like a campfire. And there are basically two notes of smell from the top there. Here we go. Let me show you here. What does it look like? It's a lightly colored alcohol. It's, by the way, it's very high in alcohol content. It is 54.2%. So we're going to do what they do online, on the internet. We're going to smell it. It has a, wow, that's interesting. It doesn't smell too smoky. It smells like a cabin, like a smoky interior of a cabin. If you've ever gone skiing in British Columbia, you're headed up to this cabin and it's very cold, and you open a creaky door and everything's cold inside, but you smell remnants of smoke. Let's smell again. Let's see. And it hurts my nose when I sniff it. It's almost, well, alcohol is toxic, isn't it? Really? But I'm just swishing it around and I'm going to smell. Yeah, it has a smoky alcohol smell to it. I can't really distinguish any other flavors in there. And it hurts my nostrils when I sniff it. Here we go. Wow. There was two flavors in there. There's the alcohol taste originally, then there's the smoke, but there was something else in there. Let's try. Wow. Oh, it's strong. It has definitely three flavors. I can't identify the third, but it is a peat. It's a plant flavor. It's an earthy flavor and smoky earth with ethyl alcohol. Let's try again. Well, I tried to suck that one in because I see the YouTube videos of them sucking and slurping, but that hurts my lungs too much. Again, flavor. It's smooth, 54%, but I certainly definitely don't want to mix it with water, I don't think. Personally, I think it's good enough. That is the characteristic of alcohols that are high quality, is the smoothness, really. It does not taste toxic. like what I'm used to. No toxicity here. Let's try. Okay, I'm just trying to clear my mind because I really want to identify that third flavor. It's very unique. Smoky is the dominant flavor, really, and then I would say it's that sort of earthy, plant-like structure underneath. Of course, everyone can say leather. That's a very common flavor in high-end alcohols. The best way I can describe this is it smells like the land. I imagine the land smelling like that. Why they add the smokiness to it is a good question. I wonder what would happen if they removed that. And of course that's characteristic probably of these types of whiskeys. The process, I don't know the process. Perhaps they take the peat and then they smoke it. Well, that would make sense. This gives you an attraction to the land, I think. Really, this is what it's all about, is it attracting you to the land. It's bringing you back there, maybe as a memory, perhaps some sort of addiction to the country, some nationalistic feelings it probably gives you. But let's try again, because we're having problems here finding what exactly are we tasting, because there are perhaps thousands of different flavors in alcohol. Wow, I can just say that it does remind me of different areas, primarily the outdoors, if I were to say distinctly. And in terms of smoothness, as I said before, 54.2% alcohol, it is smooth. It certainly doesn't feel like some other alcohols like vodka, for example, that really hit you hard. By the way, a lot of people will use shooters, and that's just a small glass, and they'll drink it. I never understood that. I'd rather taste the alcohol that I purchased, as opposed to just getting it down into the stomach. Let's have a look again. Here we go. You know, it reminds me of perhaps the side of a barn with the sun and the rain hitting it. Have you ever walked into an older building? Very similar to that. Wow, it's pretty. Let's see. In terms of feeling. Well, what does it feel like? It feels like, I'd like to go to the country and to see what it actually would taste like there. And oftentimes you have to go to the country in order to taste, to get the feeling of it. For example, if you go to Turkey, feta cheese and olives, very salty in North America, but in that country where it's very hot and you need to replenish your salt, your electrolytes, it's really just an ultimate food. So I think you really have to be there. It's kind of, it's definitely a transformative mechanism to bring me to a different place. It's almost like looking at a picture and you are transported. So I'd say that's probably the most unique thing about this whiskey. Ardbeg. Ardbeg. There must be a way to pronounce it. Ardbeg. So from a beginner standpoint, I think that you should just get the good alcohol instead of just going up through the the lower ends, like people often suggest. Perhaps you should just try the upper end, and then you just skip all the middle parts. In terms of wine, because I've quite a bit of wine, I would say that the Grand Cru wines from France are really, that's where you want to be. And in order to get Grand Cru wine, you have to pay around $30. Let's try it one last time. Having lived on the coast for a while, there's certainly an element of coastal smells in there. Coastal feel. It's almost more than a feel. It's more of a smell. It's a feeling. It's a visceral feeling inside your body. Anyways, that's the Ardbeg. Ardbeg. I keep saying Ardbeg. Give it a try.